The knock came just as the rain began to fall, sharp, deliberate, and far too calm for this side of the city. Mara Winston froze mid-step, her fingers tightening around the chipped mug she'd been holding. The sound didn't belong in her world of leaky ceilings and humming radiators. Another knock followed, softer this time, but commanding. Her pulse stumbled. It was late past midnight. No one visited her at this hour. The neighborhood was too quiet, too tired for surprises. She placed the mug on the counter and approached the door, each creak of the floorboards echoing through her chest. "Mara," a voice said from the other side. Deep, controlled, familiar enough to make her blood turn cold. Her breath caught. It couldn't be him. Not after 6 years. She pressed her ear against the door, her heart racing. "Who's there?" A pause. Then that same voice, older now, steadier, yet still carrying a trace of the boy she used to know. "Open the door." She hesitated, then turned the knob. The hinges groaned, and there he was, standing under the flickering hallway light like a ghost risen from her past. Damon Blackwood. The years had carved him into something unrecognizable. Gone was the boy who used to hide behind her when the world was cruel. The man before her was all shadow and steel, black suit perfectly cut, hair slicked back, jaw set like it was carved from stone. His eyes, once soft gray, now held the stillness of a loaded gun. "Hello, Mara," he said, voice low, carrying the kind of authority that made her forget how to breathe. For a moment, the world fell silent except for the rain tapping the window. "You," she swallowed hard. "You shouldn't be here. Neither should they." Her brows drew together. "What are you talking about?" He reached into his coat and pulled out a folded photograph, placing it on her small table. Mara stepped closer. It was a picture of her taken just 2 days ago, walking home with groceries. Behind her, a man in a hoodie trailed in the distance. Her stomach twisted. "What is this?" "Someone's been following you," Damon said quietly. "I made sure he won't do it again." She stared at him, horror and disbelief mingling in her eyes. "You mean you?" "He won't be coming back," he interrupted coldly. Mara stepped back. "God, Damon, what have you become?" He met her gaze without flinching. "The man I needed to be." The air grew thick, heavy with everything they weren't saying. Her apartment suddenly felt too small for both of them, too fragile for the storm he brought with him. "Why now?" she whispered. "Why after all this time?" His voice softened just enough to sound almost human. "Because they found out about you." She blinked. "Who did?" "My enemies." He took a slow step closer. "The people who killed my father. They think hurting you will hurt me. They're not wrong." Her throat went dry. "This is insane. You disappeared for 6 years, Damon. 6. You left me to wonder if you were dead. And now you show up and talk about enemies." "I stayed away to protect you," he said firmly. "And now I can't." Mara let out a bitter laugh. "Protect me? You ruined your life joining that organization. You became one of them." His jaw tightened. "I didn't choose this. But I'll use it. To keep you safe." "Safe?" she echoed, backing toward the couch. "You bring danger wherever you go." He exhaled slowly, as if trying to control something burning inside him. "Mara, listen to me. There's only one way to make sure no one touches you again." Her pulse skipped. "And what's that?" "Marry me." She froze. "What?" "Not for love," he added before she could speak. "For protection. A contract marriage. You'll take my name, move into my house, live under guard. No one will dare come near you once you're legally tied to me." Mara stared at him like he'd lost his mind. "You can't be serious." I am. She shook her head, laughing nervously. Damon, this isn't a solution, it's a cage. He stepped closer, eyes dark with conviction. It's the only way. You can't control my life just because you think I'm in danger. I'm not controlling it, he said, voice barely above a whisper. I'm saving it. Her chest rose and fell rapidly. The rain outside grew heavier, beating against the windows like fists. Why me? She finally asked, her voice trembling. His expression cracked. For a second, she saw the boy who once sat under a tree with her, promising to protect her from bullies with nothing but his tiny fists. Because you're the only person who ever saw me as human. Silence hung between them, thick with unspoken memories. She wanted to hate him, this dangerous stranger with her childhood friend's face, but part of her heart still recognized the softness behind the cold. I can't just sign my life away. Then let me make you a promise, he said quietly. No lies. No force. Just protection. Until this war ends. Mara's hands shook as she stared at the folder he slid toward her. Her name was already printed beside his. She should have thrown it at him, slammed the door, and walked away. But instead, she found herself reaching for the pen. If I do this, she said slowly, I need rules. His gaze flickered with surprise. Name them. No touching. No lies. And when it ends, it ends. A faint smile ghosted across his lips, humorless, broken. Deal. Mara hesitated only a heartbeat before she signed. As the ink bled into the paper, the line between safety and danger vanished. Outside, thunder rolled through the city, loud and final. Inside, Damon watched her with the quiet intensity of a man who had just claimed something he'd been waiting for his whole life. Mara looked up at him, heart pounding. You've changed, Damon. He held her gaze. No, Mara. I just stopped pretending. And for the first time since she opened that door, she realized the man standing before her wasn't a ghost from her past. He was the storm she'd never outrun.